Before we had Mythos, I used to work 70 hours a week on average to get our reports out in a timely manner. With Mythos, we've been able to cut that time down and streamline our processes to where we're not working those kind of hours anymore. If we didn't have Mythos today, it would feel like going back to pen and paper. We have the ability with Mythos to really customize, personalize, and control our workflow. Not having Mythos, the days before we had it were so tedious.
What happened prior to using Mythos is that we were doing survey monkey surveys, bringing in our responses to Excel, having to edit those responses in Excel, and then put them into a Cognos report. So that's a lot of technical garble to say it was a difficult process.
And the reports themselves were so flat, and they just did not resonate anywhere near with our donors like our current ones do through Mythos. So since we've had Mythos, it's really been an automation game changer for our department here at the University of Rochester. We came from using a system that was very flat and very inflexible. And using Mythos has really allowed us to control how we want to report to donors. I'm now able to tier our donors, put them into different categories. So, some may receive more information than others do. We have different timings in our reporting cycle. I can get trustees out first. I never had that ability before. The presentation of the Mythos reports has also been a game changer for us. Another thing that we were never able to do was to provide variable print photos in these. Not only can we do that now, we also are able to print student photos. They have become so important to our donors that they actually will contact us and say, hey, that's not my recipient, or I know that doctor. And it's made the reports become so personal to these folks. The system has allowed us to actually offer information to the students about their scholarships, something we didn't have the capability to do before. So now the student can be told, a little bit about their scholarship and their donor.
What we gained when we partnered with Mythos was an ability to send a survey that went directly to the student with polished questions.
In the questions to the students, we've been able to ask things to create a connection with the student, with their donors, such as, is there anything you would like to ask your donor? We also ask the students if they're willing to share their email with the donor. The other thing we ask is if they're interested in video contact. And if they're not, then we know not to offer that. But it helps us up front to work ways to connect donors and students.
By way of asking really interesting questions of our students, but not asking them specifically to thank a donor, I feel like we're giving them an opportunity to share their university experience, to interact meaningfully with a donor, and to have that donor feel the impact and feel the experience of students at the university today, and really create a great experience on both sides of the coin.
In partnering with the gift officers for reporting information, we've been able to get better information from the departments in some cases. The gift officers have really become more engaged with these reports to the point where we're seeing more hand deliveries, more personal connections, being able to do digital delivery. We know who has opened a report, and we can go back to the gift officers and say, hey, your donor hasn't opened the report. Would you like to follow up with them? And they do. They want to take these opportunities to have another touch point with their portfolios. So since we've had more time back in using Mythos, we've been able to expand our touchpoint program within Stewardship, and that is to provide gift officers with reasons to contact the donor. So it's a combination of, elevating our actual reports, but also, engaging our donors and stewardees more using the gift officers. The Mythos team has been absolutely wonderful during our journey over the last 7 years. They are always helpful, responsive, and willing to make improvements or changes to help our workflow, to help our colleagues' workflows. And in the end, it's helping all of us. And I can't thank them enough for all that they do for us.